Hi, welcome to a special edition of Education Matters, on conversations on school security. With me is the police chief in Denville, Chris Wagner. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
And the superintendent from the Denville School District, Steve Forte. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you.
I know the two of you have, the police are a regular presence in the school. How does that work? How do you get them into the buildings on a regular basis?
So we kind of have a variety of police officers in the school here in Denville. We have a police officer that teaches law enforcement against drugs, or LEAD, in our K-8 schools. We have 2 full-time school resource officers, one assigned to the County School of Technology and one assigned to Morris Knolls High School. And then this year, for the first time, we have a Class 3 special police officer, an armed retired police officer in uniform, assigned to the 3 K-8 schools here in Denville, and he rotates around on an unannounced schedule in the school. So we have a variety of police officers in and out of all of our school buildings.
And you prefer the Class 3 over private security. What's your reasoning for that?
Right, so I do like the Class 3 special. It's a retired police officer, so it's a seasoned veteran who understands law enforcement, who goes into a school with a little bit more maturity and a lower level of excitability than a young police officer maybe. The Class 3 special is fully certified, fully trained, just like a full-time police officer, and it falls under the authority of the police chief. So in the event of a catastrophic emergency, that police officer is communicating with all the other responding police officers, knows our procedures and our emergency plans, and will react effectively to them.
Steve, before I was talking to you off camera about when I was a kid and we saw a police officer in the school, boy, that was big news. Someone was in trouble. How did your staff, and how did the parents and most likely the kids, how did they react to having a police presence in the school?
So our districts may be unique. We have our police run our drills for us. They actually come to every drill. So once a month at each school, there'll be 6 or 7 police cars with possibly up to 10 police officers at a time walking through the school. No one blinks an eye anymore. I mean, it's not even a problem at all. Everybody's so used to seeing the police there. I don't get a call saying, why were there 7 police cars at Riverview today? We don't get that. Everybody's so used to seeing it that when we added the Class 3 special officer, there really wasn't any major concerns from the public. There were a couple questions here and there, but overall it was well received.
Chris, having the police around the schools a lot, if there's an emergency, and I know you were talking about this, they know the layout of the buildings. Is that purposeful on your part?
Yeah, so the school buildings are big, right? And we've got 8 different school buildings here in town. One of them has 2,000 staff and students in it during a school day. And the only way for our police officers to get to know those school buildings in an emergency, when a call comes in at the library or the cafeteria or the weight room, for instance, or the chorus room, the only way for my police officers to know where that is to have walked in that room a couple of times before an emergency. The time to find out where the weight room is not as the emergency is going on. So we put our cops in the school every single month. They walk every school so that they get an understanding of their way around.
And I understand from watching the two of you speak at one other event, if there is an emergency in your district, who can call 911?
Oh, in our district, everybody has the ability to call 911. We have the ability to do it on your cell phones with an app called Share 911. Mm-hmm. We also have the ability to do it within each school, in each classroom, and in some common areas as well. Everybody from the custodian to a teacher to an aide or a principal or a superintendent can call that.
And I would imagine that there would be an auxiliary benefit to this, to having the police present with the students and the parents sometimes as well. So it's good policing, that they get to know their community a little bit better and builds a better relationship among the community and the police department.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's beneficial on a whole host of levels, but from a community relations benefit, there's nothing better than having a positive, outgoing police officer in uniform in a school building that interacts with every child in Denville from kindergarten through high school. In the lunchroom, they share an ice cream together. On the playground, you'll find our police officers shooting baskets or playing kickball, and then they're in school when there may be some kind of an event that occurs that needs a little bit of police interaction, that the staff and the students, they don't feel uncomfortable. They have a relationship, a trusting relationship, that they can go to the police and ask for help. It really is fantastic. And then there's always the layer of security that the police officer provides while he's there.
And I just want to build on what Chris said. The staff and students, from your perspective, do they feel comfortable if they see something that might be an issue, bringing it to the police? There's no hesitation on their part?
I don't believe so. I feel like our staff is very comfortable talking to either administration or the police on matters that surround school safety and security. I've never heard of somebody say that they didn't feel comfortable doing that, and we tried to create that atmosphere that we're always looking to get better, always looking to review and decide what can we do better, what can we do differently.
Okay, I'd like to thank Superintendent Forte and Chief Wagner for joining me on this conversation on the police presence in their school district.